face it, we're all impressed when we hear musicians play super fast tempos, but I'm here to suggest that ballads may be the most challenging for the improvising musician. Why are ballads such a challenge to play well? Well, first of all, it's harder to keep your place in a very slow piece. And of course, the beautiful ballad must be played with expressive beauty, and your simple but lovely ideas must sound intentional. If you play a green sounding note and don't resolve it the right way, it can seem to hang out there for eternity. Today we're going to explore the extraordinary pianist Emmet Cohen's treatment of the tune from Oliver, Where is Love? I've compared 6 of his live versions from Budapest, France, Poland, Detroit, Half Moon Bay, and my personal favorite, his most recent Stockholm performance. So let's take a look at some of the ideas Emmet used to make this beautiful ballad really sing on the piano. Come take a look. I've done a loose transcription of compilation of his performances here, and you can get that on my website. But first of all, I want to point out, Where is Love? He chose the key of A major, which is a very bright key, and it's not a usual key for jazz musicians, but it puts the tune in a very bright range. Now this second chord, if you want to make it bright, you play like a B minor 7. But listen to, sometimes he'll play this haunting B minor 7 flat 5. And it's connecting chords here. And just enough of these beautiful filler notes. Pianists, when playing a ballad, can change the range for effect. You could have the melody up here. Or here. Or even this range too. And sometimes he added a 6th under the melody. Okay, which is nice and sweet sounding. I want to point out in this passage, Emmet made good use of the mysterious sounding whole tone scale, made up of whole steps. Here's a cool thing to do with an F-sharp 7 with a flatted 9 is this C pattern, C major. It took me a little while to figure out what changes Emmet was using when he was improvising over the body of the tune. So after here, this ascending line, he went back to the top of the tune and then continue on here. In one of the performances, I think it was Detroit, Emmet got real bluesy over these changes. Why? I think it might have been because the piano was sitting out in the sun and it was going out of tune. So when that happens, we might get a little sassy, do a little Errol Garner sort of thing, get a little, play it faster and use blues notes. But in most of the others, Emmet was sticking to the major seventh, more balladish sounds there. In a couple of the performances, it almost looks like he goes off into a dreamy space, but brings the band together with this lick here, right here. So I'm just gonna play this line here. Chromatic side slipping. Now this little cue on twice of the performances, the bass played this line while Emmet did this, and then they took a little time, slowed down, and like a C over an F sharp. Now you see where it says open cadenza. I want to explain what a cadenza is. It is the part of a concerto towards the end of the first movement where the orchestra drops out and the soloist is supposed to show their improvisational skills. Of course, Emmet's improvising the whole time with the bassist and the drummer, but at this point, he takes a completely different cadenza in each of the tunes and uses themes like sequences that build, quotes other tunes. In the Stockholm version, he quotes the tune written for opera singer Mario Lanza called Be My Love, which is really pretty. My favorite cadenza has got to be the one he did for the Stockholm performance. And in this one, he quotes, there's that B minor 7 over A. It's such a beautiful melody to put in the middle of Where Is Love, Be My Love. Then he goes into some really wild stuff, key changes, repeated notes. I don't know, he must have grown a third arm or something to get in. Anyway, it's just lovely. I'm not going to share that too much with you because I think it's something very personal. In some of the intros and cadenzas, Emmet quotes other tunes, like I was just talking about Be My Love. Okay, there are also versions where he quoted Fading Star, It Never Entered My Mind. Sometimes he starts with Danny Boy, perhaps in a different key, and then works his way into the key of A to begin Where Is Love. I want to talk about a couple interesting endings too I've lifted and I'll share with you. After the open cadenza, Emmet will come in with the melody of the tune and then the band will join in, perhaps around here. big Errol Garner type of rolls. Okay, beautiful chord progression. A, F, D, and then B flat, sharp 11, or like a C over B flat. Isn't it pretty? Resolving to A. Now, sometimes a musician might get an idea in their head and they use it a couple times. I think good King Wenceslas floated into Emmet's head in the Poland concert. Here's the F, B flat. I have it sort of close. It's about 90% there. And then he also used the good King Wenceslas ending in Budapest, but it was a little bit different. I'm going to jump from here. And here it is. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial, and you'll do me the honor of subscribing to my YouTube channel, Debbie Denke Music. Be sure to look for the 6 versions of Emmet Cohen playing Where Is Love below this YouTube in the description box. And I'll be making an article soon on my website, debbiedenkemusic.com, where you can download copies of my transcription in lead sheet form.